Hey, happy Monday, everybody. This is your girl, Crystal Jordan, and we are back with another edition of Reality Check. How many of you guys got a chance to check out the 2020 Peace and Purpose Conference this past weekend? I had so much fun. We had such great conversations. I enjoyed chatting with Eva Pigford, Cynthia Bailey, Tawanda, and Sean Kay, and so many other people, so many other inspirational conversations to get us all through 2020. So today's reality check guest, I'm really excited about. She is a lot of fun. I'm sure she is no stranger to the reality check audience. She's not been on reality check before, but she's definitely been in Rolling Out magazine. So you guys have to please help me welcome to reality check for the very first time, the one and only, the very beautiful, and of course, very pretty Miss Pretty Vee.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. What are you doing? We see you. Are you in your kitchen?
I'm in the kitchen. I'm in the famous kitchen. I literally just walked in. I was like, let me get to the house before we get started. But yeah, I'm in the kitchen.
Okay. How are you feeling now? Now I know you've been talking about the fact that you actually dealt with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many people that are dealing with it. I think that it seems like most people are touched with it in some way, but can you talk a little bit about your experience with it?
Well, COVID literally is very much serious.
Yeah.
I'm not to say I didn't really take it seriously, but I literally had my moments where I'm like, all right, I'm put it on. My immune's good. I'm young.
Yeah.
But when you get it, it's like, okay, Jesus, now I need to call on you 10 times harder now.
Yeah.
Because I need to be here. You have a purpose, a divine purpose. It's like, let me take this seriously. So I literally was buying everything my cousins and families and mothers and everybody told me to buy, told me to make sure that I'm good. Like, it was really literally that serious for me. But I went through it. I was alone for 2 weeks. I've watched friends and family drop things off at my doorstep and run away. It's hilarious. I'm like, I ain't infected outside and I'm in the crib. So I ain't got to do all that, but it's really serious, and I'm still having different side effects right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and again, COVID plays with the mind, and that's just the enemy for real, for real. So it's literally those are steps right now that I'm getting over with, and just really trying to get back in the work mode and get back to getting to what I love to do, which is comedy. So again, I'm here, and I thank God that I'm here. But it's really, really, really serious. And I want everybody to encourage everybody to wear their mask and literally 6 feet away and no big parties and all that. I mean, I was on a roll everywhere, without a mask on. So yeah, I've dealt with it, and it's the breathing down to the insomnia, down to the mucus, down to just so much things.
Yeah. So was it like, because I think what people are saying, we're in Atlanta, and Atlanta is, I don't think that we ever really took it that serious, because Atlanta's like a fun place. People come here to party, and I don't think people see, especially someone like you had it, and we see you look fine. So they're assuming that it's not that serious. So was it like having a really bad case of the flu?
I wouldn't even see. I don't even know if I had the flu. This was more so like, girl, stay up because you breathing crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even. This is no comparison to the flu because it messes with everything.
Yeah.
It messes with your respiratory, your breathing again. I mean, you just coughing out of nowhere. It's literally that. So
yeah. Well, we're glad that you're okay.
Yes, I'm glad that I'm good. Yes.
Yeah, and I appreciate the fact that you're telling other people, like, y'all got to take this seriously, because
yeah,
it takes somebody that's had it to really make people understand that it is serious. So I want to ask you, because it's a serious thing. We've been dealing with a lot of serious, heavy topics, right?
Yeah.
And I always wonder for like comedians. I mean, I think the last thing I got before this, it was during COVID, but it was your Booty Squeeze single.
Yes.
Billy was actually telling me, I got to post this for V, and I watched it and I was like, oh, that's cute. She's funny. And it's like, do people always expect you to be laughing, making them laugh? Do people ever really give comedians a chance to really be serious and, talk about things that are serious? Or do you feel like people always want you to be on?
Everybody, even when I see my supporters out, there's always like, what they doing?
Yeah.
And I'm really like with the mask, like, you know, a
Right.
whole nother moment, a whole nother person. Like I'm just like, hey, period. But I mean, comedians have a voice and we're not dumb, nor are we slow. I have a 4-year degree in
Mm-hmm.
communications, broadcasting. So
St.
I
Augustine's,
St.
yes.
Augustine University. So I mean, I know how to speak very much well and
Mhm.
very much intelligent. But I mean, for a lot of people, they think that we should be on, but when it's time to speak, they're like, wow, we didn't know this person had sense. We didn't
Yeah.
know this person has, speaks very well and she knows what she wants. She has a head on her shoulder. But I mean, they want us to be on a lot, but
Yeah.
I'm a different type of breed. Sometimes I'm not even with the funny. I'm like, I'm upstairs watching Moesha, okay, in my own zone, watching Waiting to Excel, minding my business. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure it kind of comes at both sides. I think
It does. Even when you audition, they think that
yeah.
you're not going to get the role because you're an influencer. You the only thing you're good for is doing skits.
Yeah.
So when you get on there and read your script and you body that role, they have no
Mhm.
reason to give you that role.
Yeah.
Because like, well, no, I don't just do that. The goal is to act. The goal is to be on a bigger screen. The goal is to be on a bigger platform than Instagram. The
Mhm.
goal is to be in campaigns and all that. But to be on those things, you have to have knowledge.
Yeah,
You
but you
know.
also have to have substance. And when I was
Yeah.
looking over your, doing a little bit extra research, because you were on television, you had a chance to be on VH1's Girls Cruise with
Mm-hmm.
some legends, Little Kim, of course, Chili
Chili.
Maya. That's huge. You probably grew up, watching them.
Watching all that.
Yeah.
I already told Chili I was the fourth member. I wanted to be on all her videos. Kim, I
Yeah,
wanted all the wigs. So
yeah.
yes.
All of that, and it was a really cute show, and I think something that made people just smile. We needed good positive things, but in
Mm-hmm.
order for you to do that, yes, you have a 4-year degree. You also interned. You had your own radio. So this is not just by chance. This is a lot of hard work that went into
Yes.
creating the Pretty Vee, brand. Do you
Yeah.
think that people understand all that it didn't just happen accidentally? Like you really put in the work.
Yeah. I really put in the work. I mean, I think people just understand you go viral and it's like, okay, well, she went viral. This is why she's getting all these things. No, first of all, God already written it out for me to be
There you go.
where I'm at. But I
Yeah.
also know too, this is the platform. A lot of people understand back in the day, it was more of the casting calls and looking it up in the yellow pages and looking it up from a friend and
Mhm.
going out on a Thursday night to all the modeling things. And
Mhm.
now it's social media. Now it's
Yeah.
social media sees you. Now they're emailing you. So I think when I got on Instagram, that was my casting call. That
Yeah.
was my call to say, right, I could find myself in the street, get viral. Okay, now I got Chris Brown on me, Rihanna on me, Missy Elliott on me, Monica on me. Now it's time for me to DM. Now it's time for me to
Mhm.
connect. What can I do?
Yeah.
Woo, woo, woo. And I think that's what I've done. So, I mean, it was just my moment. And I think people have to understand, like, this is not by accident. This is
Yeah.
not, this is what it is. And
Yeah. Well,
we
I
have
think
goals.
people will see that when they see continuity, right? So anybody can go viral. I don't want to say anybody can go viral, but going viral can happen. But being able to stay on top and have the things that you have going on, we're here to talk about. You are now global ambassador for BelAir. You got, yes, the pink. I love the pink bottle. Yes.
Yes.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
That's huge. That is huge. Talk to us. How did that happen?
Oh my God. Well, my PR, shout out to my team. She had a connection there, and she was like, "You'd be so dope for to be a part of BelAir. I mean,
Mhm.
this is fire. I think you should do it." And I was like, I'm a drinker, but I'm not like a drinker. It's champagne or wine for me. So she's
Yeah.
like, "Well, you drink champagne. It makes sense. It's not like." And I was battling because I was like, "I don't know how it's gonna look on my page. I'm over here I'm for the kids. They're gonna see me drinking.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do." She was like, I mean, you make what you want to make out of BelAir. Don't
Mhm.
just sit down and say, well, you got to do this. Like, if you want to do bigger commercials and bigger promos, and do it. So
Yeah.
that's why I took the partnership up, and I was like, if it's wrapped around me and I'm the face of this, I might as well do it.
Yeah.
So we did it, and we had meetings after calls after calls, went to New York,
Yeah.
and then it made sense, and we're here. So now, when you guys drink and y'all drink your Lux Rose, think of Pretty
Yeah. Put that up.
Vee.
Let us see that bottle again. Let us see that pink.
Look at
Yes.
that.
Yes. I love it. That's
Yes.
awesome.
So
That's
yes.
awesome. And I think, it's funny because when we think of drinks, guys can do it and do different types of things, but there's nothing wrong with a girl turning up and doing it in a responsible way,
A
right? So
responsible way.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Also talk about you. So you did a campaign with City Trends also.
Yes, I have my own merchandise. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I'm over here. Told you them side effects coming in. For me, City Trends. Yes, it came. What is it? 2 years ago now that I've been rocking with City Trends. Now almost 3. Um, I got my own products in stores.
Yeah.
Electronics and beauty.
Mhm.
570 stores. And I have my online shop, prettyvee.com. So everybody go get y'all,
Yeah.
Christmas gifts out the way. But that partnership came just being consistent and being a brand ambassador for their company at first. And then we grew to say, you know what, I could sell items in here. Let's do it. So that's when we looked at all the products, looked at everything that we needed in stores that made sense.
Yeah.
And we did it. So yeah.
Well, congratulations on that too.
Thank you.
That's big. What is the biggest, I guess, what is your biggest, like, what's the passion behind working with different brands? Like, do you enjoy, you mentioned like you want to do, you're a role model for kids, kids are on your page. What do you want people to get from the things that you decide to be a part of?
Anything that I put my name on, I just always try to be authentic with my decisions and how I move with that company, because I don't want someone to try to make me what they want me to do. I want them, you see my page, you see my resume, you see what I've done. Let me show you that I could be a part of this company and have longevity in that company. So, and just, just being authentically raw, authentically unapologetic. Like, I want people to know, like, you could still do you could still be you could still be that rock star, you could still be that comedian, you could still be that dentist, dental, whatever it is, but just be authentic in the midst of it all.
Yeah.
So I think for me, and just never give up, and just literally, if they say no, turn that no into that yes. Okay.
Absolutely.
And I just want to be authentic. I want to be organic. I want to be raw. I want my name to be, when you see this bottle, you see City Trends, like Pretty Vee, Pretty Vee, Pretty Vee. And I think the first time when I did go hard with City Trends, when it came to the brand ambassadorship role I had, I was going in with baby fat. It was like, this girl bringing back baby fat. Like, and then at the blink of an eye, Forever 21 came back with baby fat. I'm like, all right, well, somebody listening to something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just want to leave that mark for someone to see it, recognize it, go with it, and take it how they want to take it. But I'm, just want to be authentic.
Yeah. I want to talk about what keeps you grounded. You mentioned, faith and things like that. So I want to get into that. But before we do that, I want to ask you something else about comedy, because I had the opportunity to speak with Affion Crockett, and of course everybody is like watching Dave Chappelle and excited about Eddie Murphy coming back with Coming to America. But there's been conversations about comedians and the fact that a lot of times what you guys do reflects what's really going on, right? So how do you feel? Do you feel that, and Dave Chappelle and Kevin Hart have both said that comedy should not be censored, right? Comedy is something that has to make people laugh, but then it also has to make you look at yourself.
Yes.
So how do you feel about that, with you being a part of the younger, the millennial generation, and some of the things that you do kind of make fun of what is going on around you, but there's probably some truth in there, or things that you're trying to teach people maybe through your comedy. So how do you see that? Do you think that comedy should be open and pure? Do you think that there should be boundaries that people stay within?
I think comedy should be what it is. I think it's comedy. You got to laugh.
Right.
When you see stand-up comedians on stage, it's really the most funny part of being a comedian is you're really telling your whole life story, and throwing a little jib and jab in it that your writer probably wrote up. But other than that, I mean, it has to be real, it has to be raw. I don't think anything should be censored. I think we should give them all. And when I'm on my table, when I'm doing skits or videos or whatever it is, that's really me. My favorite comedian is Jim Carrey. So at the end of the day,
wow. Okay.
like, Jim Carrey don't care. He's bold.
He would go all the way.
He would go all the way.
Right.
He would go all the way. So for me, I'm like, it's comedy supposed to be what it is. Richard Pryor ain't had no censor.
No boundaries.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I'm Bernie Mac either. So I mean, now the world is very sensitive. You can't really touch on a lot of things, but I mean, they're not a comedian, so they wouldn't know. And it's not like we going home saying, "Oh, I got it, I nailed it. I talked about the LGBT thing. I talked about Black Lives Matter. Yeah, I got them." It's like, no, this is what's in it. This is what we're gonna talk about it. It's real. It's raw. We're gonna give you guys what it is. Everybody got a little cousin that is in that community. Everybody get a little auntie that used to beat them. Everybody got something, so it's just like, might as well talk about it because it's not going to be real. And people could see through it too when you're not being yourself.
Authenticity does seem to win, and it stays. People that are authentic, that career stays around. What's the thing that you enjoy most about being on Wild 'N Out?
The people. I love the audience. I love the crowd. I love my peers too. When they cheer, you mess up all day, but they still like, what up in the lunchroom, So it's like, I just love the liveness of it, how just people just love you for who you. Everybody on that show got their own role. You got B Simone, you're my boyfriend. You got DC Youngside, DC. You have Email Hudson. You have Pretty Vee. You got a lot of people who's in their own lane, and I love it. No one's trying to be like somebody else.
Yeah, that's so. How when you guys are going off? This is just a personal question. I'm always like, when you're going off the top, how are y'all coming up with stuff that fast? Are you practicing that because you're gonna have to do that? Are y'all practicing before, or is that just a natural talent? Because
it's a natural thing. It's a natural thing. We practice when it comes to certain things that, all right, we're gonna like, say for instance, we're talking about BelAir, like, in our minds we like BelAir, kind of hand, like we gotta really kind of say, like, find what the base is. We talking about, your earrings, we want to look at it and then come up with some lines. And some people really come off the dome with it. Some people just probably write it before they get on stage. Who knows? But Justina, she bodies it all the time.
I'm just like, how do they do that? I'm sure a lot of things are practiced, but sometimes it just seems so effortless. It's like, that is really dope. That's got to be talent though. That's all freestyle.
It's that. So
So let's talk about faith and how you stay grounded and how important that has been, especially this year. Challenged a lot of people, including yourself. How have you stayed connected to God and been able to kind of I guess tap into hearing his voice during all this time?
I'm gonna be very, very honest. I literally got through my career with prayer, of course, and it all worked out because the foundation of him and Jesus and my mom being a pastor, and having that grounded in me. Sometimes we may go this way, but we know how to come on home when we need that direction. It's always that, and I feel like I've been through that plenty of times, and I've been through that during COVID. I felt like when you on a roll, sometimes you don't take that self-care for your moment to really thank him, to really understand what he's doing, to get it and know that, like, you're not like everybody else. You got to take your time. You got to take your rest. You got to take your moments. You got to stop running around. So I think COVID kind of settled me to really know that, but it also made me pray 10 times harder, from that situation, and like, know, like, where you about to go is bigger than you. It's bigger. It's a bigger platform that God has going on. It's what he has for you. Got to get ready. So I have to get ready in the midst of this pandemic right now, in the midst of me just still chilling a little bit. But I mean, my faith just comes just knowing, like, if I want it, I'm not going to stop until I get it. I got to push myself. I got to know, like, this is what it is. This is what I have to do. And like, now that's what my manager, I say, if I could do it, I could do it. If I can't, I can't. But it's just literally knowing, like, where I come from and what my mom, you got to get your kid the lunchbox and all the goodies that's in there, and then don't eat all the goodies all the time. Now you got to wait for some. So now for me, my mom's like, I'm giving you that knowledge, but don't do too much out there. So
well, if you guys are just tuning in, this of course is Reality Check on Monday night, and we are talking with the inspirational, very beautiful Pretty Vee, hearing all about her new relationship with BelAir Rose, and of course talking about city trends and just being able to stay positive and stay up in an industry that is got to be very challenging. And hearing that you had that foundation, that spiritual foundation, that's had to help you in a lot of ways. Can you share something in your career early on that was challenging for you, that you learned, that you think could be a life lesson for other people listening?
I'm going to say one more time, Chris. I'm sorry.
Can you share something that may have been a life lesson early in your career that could have been challenging, but you got over it, you think could be able to help other people listening right now?
Don't overthink. I'm a big overthinker. Trust the process. I'm trusting the process. Trust God. I'm trusting him. And just don't overthink. I mean, the mind is so powerful. I'm dealing with that right now. So the mind is so powerful. So what we have to do is just cast our cares to him. I'm learning that, which I know about it. But when you like, I could do it. I gotta get
to
it.
say it right, and it's another thing to actually do it.
Right. It's like I got it, Jesus, and he like, all right, go ahead, you got it. You done got COVID.
Yeah,
Figure it out. So,
right.
just literally just trusting him and trusting the process and knowing that everything will work out. Just don't
Yeah.
overthink. Trust the process.
I like that. Don't overthink. Now, of course, it's reality check. So part of what we talk about relationships. We saw you do the Zeus special with B. Simone. What was it? Are you my boyfriend?
You're my boyfriend. Yeah,
You're my boyfriend. Yeah. So do you find is it difficult for you to date being in the position that you are?
I haven't had a boyfriend in 3 years and I haven't been sexually active in 3. So it's literally, yes, I have relationships, I have friends,
Yeah.
but it's kind of hard, because it's like, if you got to come with something.
Yeah.
And I don't want to just always be the one to come with something.
Right.
You got to come with something.
You shouldn't.
Right. You got to come with something. Right. You got to have a foundation. You got to know who God is. You got to pray with, call you 4:00 in the morning to talk to you. If I want to fall asleep on the phone with you, let's do it. You got to come with those things. You got to have your own. You got to have you got to have what you need to have as a man.
Yeah. And you keep doing that. You stick to those standards.
Right. So, but right now, nope, not talking, not dating. And I haven't had one in 3 years, going on 4. So I need to say that.
I went on 4. Well, what do you know? What characteristics you're attracted to? Do you have a type?
Honey, I'm with the chocolate, the Morris chestnut. I love me a little Morris. So I'm just I'm open, but I love dark skinned brothers. I love a nice little tall chocolate, nice little teeth.
Yeah,
and just I like someone to put me on things. Like I don't want to always be the person to say, well, what, Earth, the Wind, and Fire, and a long time ago he had it. Like I'm an old soul, so I like to talk. I like to reminisce. I love my favorite movies when it takes sale. I want to talk about these things. I want to just vibe with you. And some people be still on Lil Uzi Vert. No shade.
No shade. I wonder that do you all, is that generation, are you guys into dating, just good old fashioned courting and going out?
I love that. That's me. I'm old fashioned.
Yeah. I love it. Well, he's coming. He's the right one is coming, but you keep doing what you're doing. Has being celibate been difficult for you at this point, or you just feel like I'm good?
It definitely has been. It definitely has been. It hasn't been difficult, but it's just been moments where you just like, wish I had a friend,
a snuggle buddy,
a snuggle buddy. But then it's like, they come with flies.
Amen. Yeah.
So I'm like, stay over there.
Yeah.
I don't got time. My lights start running out. I can't run yet. So I can't. So yeah, it's okay. I know he will come. My homegirl told me my man gonna be a preacher. So we'll see.
He could. What do you think of? Have you seen the viral videos that's been going around of the guy? I think his name is Samuel, talking about the girl, what she doesn't deserve, and just the whole girl wanting a guy with the.
I think my homegirl, my cousin sent me that, and I didn't watch it yet.
You got to watch it. So I'm just going to give you the quick version. It's a guy that, let me find his name. He is basically saying that women should not date outside of their class. So if you don't have 6 figures, you shouldn't want a guy that has 6 figures. So yes, his name is Kevin Samuels.
Yeah.
And I was on there talking to him, and she's saying that he wants to date a guy that has 6 figures. So he tells her, well, you're average, so you're not going to be able to get a guy that has 6 figures. You're supposed to get a guy that's more, in your range. And I thought, everybody's sharing and laughing about it. But I was like, it's just, to me, it seems like it's another way for us to kind of tear each other down.
Yes.
I'm not saying that women should be saying that men aren't worthy if they don't make 6 figures, but just the idea of laughing at someone and saying you're not good enough to do that because you don't look this way. I don't really like that. So I wondered if you had seen it, but you haven't seen it. But
I have not seen it. My cousin sent it to me, and I was confused of what she was sending, but I didn't look at it yet.
Yeah, well, I will say I think it is. It's better for us not to constantly. Somebody said missing Kevin Samuels is no missing. He is out of line. I think so. But I like your idea of waiting on the right one, and when the right one comes, it'll be the right one.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I wonder if you could give us a couple of gems for anybody else. I know there's a lot of young women that look up to you. Seeing you and B. Simone and other girls your age, out there doing your thing and doing it in a way with respect and holding your heads high. It's a beautiful thing to see. But I know there's a lot of them that are wondering, how do I get the confidence? How do I get the belief in myself to do that? Can you give any words of wisdom to them?
Don't give up. Remember, a delay is never denial. Trust the process. God has you if you continue to believe and can just continue to stay on the right path. Whatever you want to do, He has you, and you're gonna do what you got to do and dream big. Yes.
Dream big. I love
Dream
that.
big.
I'll send that message to some young women that I love dearly. Send that to Chanel and Kyria and Kiara and Promise. All of them need to hear that
Send
message.
it to everybody. Send it
Send
Pretty
to
Vee said,
everybody.
dream big.
Dream big. Well, thank you, Pretty Vee, for hanging out with us. Congratulations
Thank you.
again on your global ambassadorship. You
Thank
and
you.
your amazing publicist, you guys keep doing what you're doing. We're very, very proud of you here at Rolling Out, as always. And got to come back and let us know what's next.
Yes, I got y'all. Thank you.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
All right. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. Do not leave. We're coming right back. Coming right back with Brian from Ready to Love. You guys know Ready to Love. We do this every week. We actually have a new special that's coming up. Reality Check is going to do a recap every Friday night right after Ready to Love. But right now, stay right there. We're going to get started at 8:30 with Brian from Ready to Love Houston. Stay right there. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.